Let me ask you something, if you don't mind. What is a friend? If I asked you to define what a friend is to you, could you do it? Would your own definition give you insight to how many friends you truly have? Now that I got you thinking, let's see what others have to say about the word friend and what it means to them. Who knows? Maybe what they say will help you define what a friend is to you.
Friends, the ones you can depend on. Friends. Okay, I'm ready.
Friend, a noun. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. Now that's the Oxford definition of the word friend. But a lot of us don't define it as such. So how do you define friend? What does a friend mean to you? Well, I took some time to ask some of my closer friends and maybe even some family members about the definition of friend and what it means to them. All the answers were different, but they did have some similarities to them as well. Well, you're never going to know what they say unless I roll the movie, so please take time and enjoy the film. So I started off by asking all the people I interviewed this one simple question. How do you define the word friend? Or what is your definition of the word friend? How would you define friend, the word friend?
Someone who has your back, is there for you in time of need, picks you up when you're down, kind of pushing you towards greatness.
So how would you define friend? What is your definition of a friend?
Definition of a friend?
Yep.
Someone who has your best interests at heart all the time. Someone who loves you enough to always be honest. Someone who pushes you to do your best at everything that you do. That's a true friend. Someone who's not jealous of you, someone who wants to see you achieve.
How would you define a friend to you?
A friend is someone who knows you. They know each other. It's a friend it's someone who you can confide in. Like if you're going through, I consider a friend, especially a close friend, someone who I can call up about anything. Whether someone just did me wrong and I have to talk about it, or something happy happened, I can call them up. So a friend who you can confide in is what a friend is to me.
How do you define a friend? What's a friend? What's your definition of a friend?
Can I say, all right, here we go. All right. Let's say I got $35 in my bank account, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to go to Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact Terrell is broke.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hungry.
Right.
And Terrell is hungry.
Right.
I can afford my 4 for 4.
4 for 4 is good. I'm gonna lie.
4 for 4 is great. But Terrell can't afford a 4 for 4. I'm gonna be a good friend.
Right.
I'm gonna hook my boy up with a 4 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ask for nothing in return.
Mm.
I'm just gonna hook my boy up with a 4 for 4. Cause I know my boy hungry.
Right.
Okay? I got my boy back.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
being a good friend. I'm gonna have your back. Even when you can't do nothing for yourself.
my first question is, how would you define the word friend?
Friend.
Yep.
Finding a friend. I mean, that's really a personal definition, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's like what you truly feel is a friend. Everyone has a different opinion of a friend, but to me, I guess a friend is somebody that, like, never turns their back on you, accepts you for who you are, is always there for you, like, when you're down and out, there for you when you're up, there for you. You guys are both, like, down. You guys are there for each other. You guys are there for each other pretty much 24/7. There's never a time where you guys turn your back on each other. They don't talk about you behind your back, none of that stuff. So that's really what a friend is to me.
After listening to each person give their definition of the word friend, I wanted to dig deeper and ask more questions relating to friends and friendship. Like, how long does it take a friend to become more like family? Or has their definition of a friend changed over the lifetime? These are some interesting points, but I really wanted to get a one-on-one perspective with the interviewer. So now you'll be seeing the rest of their interviews one after one after one. Enjoy. Based on your definition, how many friends would you say you have?
Can't even count. To be honest.
That's a lot. Is there a point during a friendship where a friend becomes more like a family member? And if so, is that a moment you can tell, or does it just happen?
It mostly just happens, but usually when they come over to your house and eat your food, then they're kind of comfy.
Okay. And has your definition of friend changed over the years throughout your lifetime? Would you say it has?
As a kid, I mean, a friend was just somebody who I could play with. Because, I was the only child, so anybody could play with a friend. I guess now it's just more looking into it, trying to find the right group of people to be around. Because if you're around with bad people, you can go into bad things. So I guess, yeah, it probably has changed.
So based on that definition, how many friends would you say you personally have?
How many friends?
Yep. Based on your definition you just gave me.
To count them, literally?
How many friends do you have?
I would say under 20. I would include some of my brothers and sisters, some of my brothers in Christ, a few sisters in Christ.
And so, is there a point in time where a friend becomes more like family? And if so, is there a moment that defines that, or does it just happen?
What do you mean more like family?
Like, I know people in my generation, like Rob would be considered family to me. He's more like family more than a friend. Do you have a person like that? And if so, is that a moment that just happens, or is it just something like, does something stand out that makes them be like, oh, he's like family now?
I understand what you're saying. I would say for that, I'm defining more like family would be, yeah, I guess I do. Yeah, I guess I do. The moment is not defined, it just happens, and it's based on everything I just told you. Those values being exuded and evident in that individual. It's really a turn from friendship to love, I think. Because for someone to be in your family, you truly love them. For someone to just be a friend, they're outside of that barrier of family, of love. You can love your friend, but your family or people on that list that you love no matter what. So it's not that easy in my book, for a friend to come into that zone of family. But there have been a few.
And last question is, has your definition of friend changed throughout your lifetime?
Oh, yeah. It changed as I grow. It changed as I grow, and as I acquire experience and knowledge. So, for example, in grade school, friends were literally people that I have day-to-day contact with that I liked. In high school, that kind of changed to friends became closer because of sports or because of similar goals and likenesses. As I became an adult, that's when the true definition I gave you earlier of friend really kicked in. I realized that a friend is not a casual acquaintance, not a coworker. It's those individuals that really exude those characteristics I gave you that really push me to be a better person, hold me accountable, can be honest with me. Those are true friends. So yes, it does change throughout life. Yeah, it does change throughout life.
So after that definition you gave me, how many friends do you have? Based on your definition, how many friends do you have?
I don't even know how many. It's a lot, but minus one.
A lot minus one. So after that definition you just gave, how many people would you consider a friend? Could you count how many friends you actually have?
Well, it depends, see, because I got friends here, and I got friends back at home.
Well, I'm that based on your definition.
All right. So off my definition, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'ma say 9 friends, real friends.
9 real friends?
I got 9.
Do you differ from that? Do you think some friends are like family?
I do. All right. So out of my 10 friends, I got 5 friends that I would consider. They're all guys. I would consider them brothers. Oh, wait. No, 6. One of them is a sister.
Makes sense.
She treats me like an actual big, well, little brother sometimes. But she treats me like family, and I love her for that. So I got 5 brothers and 6 sisters. I mean, 1 sister who aren't blood at all.
So, based on your definition you just gave me, how could you count how many friends you have?
True friends?
Yep. Just based off of your definition you gave me, how many friends would you say falls into that category?
Probably about 10.
10?
10, yeah.
Is there a point in time where a friend turns into more like family? Like,
Yeah.
is that like does something happen where it triggers that, or is it just like you just spend time with them for a long time, then they automatically
Either or,
become?
honestly, it's either you guys go through something that you guys helped each other out through and you guys became closer off of that, or you guys just, spending time together, I guess, hanging out, doing all that type of stuff constantly. Your mom, parents know better than anybody who a good friend is. They'll tell you firsthand, like, whether or not somebody has a good vibe. I guess it's something parents can do, but if your family likes them, then, like, that's family. If I consider you a brother to me, then family.
Right. I hear you. And my last question is, has your definition of friend changed throughout your lifetime?
Yeah. I used to call everyone my friend. But I learned that not everybody who you encounter will be your friend. Mm-hmm. People show their true colors after a certain period of time. Just because you meet them, you guys talk for a few months, that doesn't mean anything. The years is what matters. You can have a friend for 1 year, but family's for a lifetime. So.
Being able to define what a friend is to you is definitely a personal quest, as no dictionary should be able to tell you how to define a friend. Because a friend can do a multitude of things. A friend can make you laugh.
Wow. Wow, boy.
Y'all gotta see this.
That sounded so weird.
A friend can annoy you.
Because I want to make sure you get it. As you see, he doesn't know me.
White,
it's
black.
He's Hispanic.
So, a friend can do silly stuff and say silly things.
You
gotta tell him something.
So moist and soft, and I highly emphasize the word moist.
Mm-hmm.
Moist.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
I hear you.
These cookies.
You kind of dark. I'm kind of like toasted almond. We don't need to.
But hey, being friends with someone is a long process, and you definitely have to learn them inside and out. But also, you have to allow them to know you as well, which is something a lot of people don't like doing nowadays. But those people who fit that definition to the T, those are the ones you're going to open your heart up to when it comes to friendship. So now I challenge you, the viewer, to think about and define what a friend is to you. And based on that definition, could you count how many friends you have? I mean, it's okay if you can't think of it now, but take some time. Think about it. Because once you know what a friend truly is to you, that's when your life will start getting a whole lot easier.